Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us here for another edition of our 10 Weather Impact Show. I'm meteorologist Aaron White, and it's been a pretty quiet afternoon aside from a few spotty showers out there. Thankfully, that's clearing out, and we got some sunshine now, and temperatures likely going to get up to the low 60, but this is only the start of it because we are tracking even warmer conditions as we look ahead to the weekend, as we are finally getting into the spring season here, officially starting tomorrow. And we got highs in the 60s to near 70. But here's a look at Sunday's forecast as we are calling for a high near 80 degrees. The current standing record is 85. That was set back in 2012. And if you remember that year, we had several days of record high temperatures around the middle to latter half of March as we had highs up in the 70s and 80s for a pretty long stretch, as there was a decent heat wave that not only impacted Ohio, but really part of the Midwest. Saw highs up into the 70s to low 80s all the way across parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin, up into the Dakotas back in 2012. So it was a pretty warm year. Not going to be quite like that here, but we are at least going to get one day where we could be close to record highs as we head into your Sunday. Meanwhile, as we continue on with Severe Weather Awareness Week here this week, we are talking about thunderstorms and lightning for today, and just being overall aware about the potential hazards that we get as we go into the heart of severe weather season here, going through April into May and June, as we get more thunderstorm activity here across Ohio, and likely going to be dealing with more severe weather at some point. And we don't have any necessarily severe thunderstorms in our forecast, but we do have a couple chances for some storms looking ahead to our Sunday evening into Sunday night. Meanwhile, as we talk about severe weather we've had recently, there have been confirmed tornadoes in parts of Ohio. The first three for the state, those were confirmed last week on Wednesday, March 11th. Those were three tornadoes in western Ohio. Two of them were in Shelby County, but all of them were rated EF0, so weaker tornadoes. And here's a look at the path, and you can see one of those lines, that little teal colored line that crossed I-75. There was a report that some semis were overturned as that area of rotation, that tornado crossed the interstate. So a bit of active weather we had last week, and now nice to see some quiet conditions here this afternoon. As we take a live look towards downtown, you can see the sun is shining, 57 degrees now, on our way to the low 60s for today. And thankfully, too, the wind, not much of a problem. It's light, less than 10 miles per hour, so it feels pretty good to be outside here this afternoon, and we are going to continue with that as we go through the next couple of days. Overall, looking at fairly light winds until we get to Sunday, where there could be some gusts up over 30 miles per hour. Nothing like we had, of course, last week, Friday. Nothing like we had last Sunday even, but we are going to at least see a breeze, and that's going to help to warm us up into the upper 70s to low 80s here for your Sunday. But for today, we should top out right around 60, maybe a couple of us getting into the lower 60s, around 62 or 63 here this afternoon. But the rain showers really falling apart, clearing off to the east. Still a couple showers near Zanesville, down towards Athens, McConnellsville. This is all moving away from us, and it's also taking the cloud cover away with it. As you can see, those showers really moving well to the south and east, and we should see a fair amount of sunshine here for the rest of our Thursday. But tomorrow, a little different. We're going to see more cloud cover building back in, so not going to be a really sunny Friday, unfortunately, but it will be warmer as we continue to be into the 60s, close to 70 here for the afternoon. But here we are, 7 a.m. on your Friday, tracking mostly cloudy skies, a few peaks of sunshine here as we go through the morning hours, and then maybe a little bit more trying to come in here by the afternoon. There is going to be a very slight chance for a couple showers, maybe a thunderstorm here tomorrow evening as we see another little frontal system passing through. And that likely will cool us down here for Saturday, at least a little bit. We'll still be in the 60s, maybe a couple places getting closer to 70. But we are tracking a lot of sunshine here for your Saturday afternoon, and the wind really not looking too bad. So the forecast for today, partly cloudy skies this afternoon, 62 for the high temperature, and our 7-day forecast showing highs in the upper 60s here for Friday and Saturday. Saturday again could be a little cooler, maybe mid 60s with that little system passing through. So still looking decent and a fair amount of sunshine, especially for the afternoon on your Saturday. And then Sunday, There you go. 80 for a high temperature. We're tracking another front passing through for Sunday evening, and that's going to bring us the chance for some showers and maybe a few thunderstorms. And depending on how the conditions play out, we'll have to watch for maybe a stronger thunderstorm. But right now, severe weather chances don't look to be really that high, pretty low, if anything at all. So we'll be watching that for your Sunday. Otherwise, that cold front, bigger story is going to be the drop in temperatures going from 80 down to 35 Monday morning, up to 45 for high Monday afternoon. And then we're back up into the 50s looking ahead to Tuesday and Wednesday. So overall, pretty decent forecast despite the cool down next week. At least we got a few days with some warm weather with highs in the 60s, 70s to near 80 here looking ahead to your Sunday. And while the weather is quiet for now, that wasn't the case earlier this week and late last week. In fact, a historic theater in Morrow County is facing tens of thousands of dollars in repairs because of the high winds. Last Friday's windstorm toppled a chimney, shattered windows, and ripped metal panels off a roof that was more than 100 years old. This is the old Capitol Theater in Mount Gilead. Residents stepped up to help to patch up the damage and help protect the building. Donations and ticket sales are supporting repairs while owners wait on insurance claims.
You see the metal just flapping. And as we started walking back further, we saw the first piece of metal go completely off the roof and over and onto the ground, and it's just heartbreaking.
And despite the damage, movies and events are still going on, showing how the community is helping keep this landmark alive. The owners have raised about $5,000 for repairs. And if you want to help, there's a link to donate inside the story on our website, 10tv.com, or you can always, of course, buy a ticket. And speaking of those storms, a quick reminder for those of you on the state's Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, you can apply for benefits for spoiled food if you lost power during the storms. The Ohio Department of Job and Family Services says if you lost power for 4 hours or more, fill out the form within 10 days of the outage. We've got it linked on our website, also at 10tv.com. And our weather has certainly been drastically up and down. Of course, springtime pattern. We're going to go through the highs and lows with those temperatures and getting some wild weather over the past few weeks. And we aren't the only ones. Today, farmers in South Carolina are preparing for more seemingly unpredictable weather. This is a grocery store, actually Stephen Gregory's crops are already blooming because of the recent warm temperatures. The pink buds and peaches and the white buds are pears. While Mother Nature is always a bit unpredictable, Gregory says the recent rain was needed, but it's the cold and the hail that can actually hurt his crops.
She's not 27 degrees for over 30 minutes without any wind. That's where you really lose it all. But right now it's just Mother Nature helping us to thin a little bit.
And Gregory says that the peach season will run until about mid-September, and then in late August it is apple season until just around Thanksgiving. So yeah, got quite a bit of time until then. And while they are fearing the cold in the south in South Carolina, in other parts of the U.S., it's already feeling more like summertime as the western states are experiencing a heat wave now as temperatures are shattering records. Reed Binion reports.
It was really hot. Today it's going to be the same.
It's hot. I'm melting right now as we speak, so it's only going to get hotter as the day goes on.
People in Southern California sweltering in triple-digit temperatures in some places amid a rare March heat wave.
The fan blows, but you have no air.
The heat also having a potential impact on agriculture in some parts of the Golden State.
It's warm, but it's not killing plants warm, right? No huge negatives right now. If this extends out a couple extra days, then all of a sudden you could be seeing problems.
The heat wave extending to other western states as well. Phoenix this week broke the record for its earliest triple-digit temperature day ever.
We should be seeing highs right around 80 degrees, but instead we're talking 20, 25 degrees above normal getting into the 100s.
Wednesday was also the beginning of a days-long extreme heat warning for areas around Las Vegas. The National Weather Service cited dangerously hot temperatures that could reach near 30 degrees above normal for this time of year. The warning covers parts of northwest Arizona, southeast California, and southern Nevada and will remain in effect through Sunday evening. The Lake Mead National Recreation Area closed several trails due to safety concerns during the heat wave. Officials cited dangerous conditions with a high risk of heat-related illness. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
And definitely pretty wild to have some of that triple-digit heat out there. And finally today, we're going to check out some new video into us here at 10 TV. This is of some resident tortoises were treated to a comprehensive wellness program by staff in Hungary's zoo on Wednesday. The care for the spurred tortoises actually was included a full cleaning, gentle grooming, and a veterinary checkup. The zoo's tortoises thoroughly enjoyed the treatment and the well-deserved feast that followed. The tortoise's shell contains numerous nerve endings so that the animals can sense touch, pressure, and even feel pain through their shells. The shell is not a lifeless box, but an integral living part of the tortoise's skeleton. So glad to see they're thriving with that nice little spa day they had there in Hungary. And on Wednesday, March 18th, NASA astronauts Jessica Meir and Chris Williams conducted a spacewalk 94, exiting the orbiting laboratory's Quest airlock to prepare for a power channel for the future International Space Station rollout solar arrays. They're actually installing those, and this is the fourth spacewalk and Williams first. So always cool to see what they're doing with NASA and just all those different missions to the International Space Station there, and how they're really advancing all those different programs that are going on. So pretty cool stuff that's been happening here recently. Of course, we've had some wild weather with the wind, the severe storm, some snow recently. Thankfully, we are tracking some quiet weather here as we go through the next several days. So that'll do it for us here today on the 10 Weather Impact Show. Thank you for joining us again, and you can always catch more weather here as we go through this evening. Chief Meteorologist Chris Tomer will be in to track those nice warm temperatures, and again near 80 here on Sunday. So until then, you can catch more news and weather online as always at 10tv.com.